Welcome everyone. If there's anybody watching, let me know. Hey, pal Joshy, yo yo yo. How's it going, my friend? Ayo. Welcome to the stream, my friend. How are ya? What you been up to? As you can see, we're gonna be playing some more Sinking City today. Finally got a day off. I do have somewhere to be tonight, but that's not until later. And then I have tomorrow off. Yay! So, I'm going to be playing some Marvel Ultimate Alliance tomorrow. I'm super excited. Gonna be streaming that all day. Gummy Bear Kid, welcome! How are you, buddy? Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's good to see you. Excuse me. I know that there's some sort of thing going on. Well, let's do this real quick. Hello! Welcome! I know that there's something going on Twitch. Or not on Twitch, I'm sorry, on my restream, where it's not showing up that YouTube is connected. And it says right here Mixer is connected, but on the website it says it's not. So if anybody's watching on Mixer, I apologize if your messages don't come through, but you might have to come over to Twitch. There's something going on with this restream thing. Anyway, it's good to see you guys. Can I play with fans? I play with fans sometimes. Should I say friends? I play with friends sometimes. I don't think I have any quote unquote fans, but I was playing some Minecraft with friends earlier. Found a village which was just a tad strange. For example, there was a ravine going straight through the middle of it. Oh, that's cool. That's pretty cool. I'm super excited for Marvel Ultimate Alliance. Yes! It's coming, baby! It's finally coming. And then Wolfenstein Youngblood is starting soon. I got the... Oh, that's coming out on the 26th. I got the Wolfenstein 2-pack. So that's going to be New Order and Old Blood. And then I also got the new Colossus. I don't think I'm going to have time to play through all of them before the new game, but we'll see. And then also Cyberpilot, which is coming out the same day. And today I'm drinking a nice Brooklyn Bel Air Sour. If anybody noticed, I am wearing these headphones that are new-ish anyway. The Razer headset. It's pretty good. It does have a mic that I could pull out and use right here if I wanted to, but I just using this guy, so I'm gonna keep using him. But anyway, enough talk. Let's go ahead and jump into the game, shall we, guys? Let's jump on in. Last I remember, unable to load save because the following DLC content is missing. Investigator pack. Oh god, really? Alright, I'm gonna have to update this first. Update the system software. But let's see. Hey, Oham! Welcome, buddy! It's good to see you. How have you been, my friend? Of course, got to update some system software. That might actually cause troubles with my recording capture card. I don't think so, though. It might. We'll see. Oh, no, we're good. But how have you been, Oham? What you been up to? What you been playing? Have you been playing Wolfenstein? I was just talking about that. I just got the 2-pack and the new Colossus, along with Far Cry New Dawn. I bought them all when it was on sale. Let's see. go ahead and transition back to this. In the meantime, while it's doing its whole thing. Let's see, what else is new? And I was mentioning how I'm going to be playing Marvel Ultimate Alliance tomorrow. I got tomorrow off. I got today off. But I have a show tonight. So I'm going to the show. I'm going to be playing at the show. And then tomorrow I'm completely off all day. So I get to just relax. I'm going to be playing Ultimate Alliance all day though. So that's the plan. Marvel Ultimate Alliance. We're going to check it out, see what it's like. Hopefully it's good. I have confidence that it is. AKA Faith. Also, I'm going to see the Lion King movie on Saturday. Nice, 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 nice. You'll have to let us know how it is, dude. Alright, looks like this is working again. I heard something about that it didn't get the greatest reviews, but I don't know. I'm not sure. Inspired by the works of H.P. Lovecraft, Singing Cities depicts an era in which ethnic, racial, and other minorities are frequently mistreated by society. These prejudices were still and are wrong, but have been... Okay. This game saves features on an autosave function. Second stream I'm watching on Twitch. Sweet! Mika! Hero! Yes! How's it going, dude? It's good to see all you guys. Alright, let's try this again. And so I'm wearing these, I got these new headphones. Got them for free from GameStop. Razer. They're Razer headphones. I got them for free because these were the display models that were basically for people to kind of check out. And yes, I did sterilize this before I used it. But I got it for free because it was an out-of-date model, and we have new models now that are on display. So this is the old version they no longer sell. So, hey, Justin, yo, how's it going, dude? Welcome, welcome. Oh, I actually wanted to ask you, are you off today or tomorrow? Because I would totally be down for doing the stream that we planned a while ago. Tonight I have a gig, but after that, does some human here know if you can change your profile picture? Does some human here? How can one simply do that? Should be in settings. Don't go to settings, go to your account. And then, oh, you're off today and tomorrow. Yes. Okay. Well, I mean, whatever works for you, as long as you still want to do it. We could play some Dead Space 3, or we could do some Halo Master Chief. Press the little circle thing. Tomorrow I'm going to be playing Marvel Ultimate Alliance for pretty much the whole day. Doing a long stream. Dead Space! Alright, okay. Let's do it. I love that game. I could play it over and over. And I'm talking about Dead Space 3. I love Dead Space 3. I absolutely love that game. Okay, so what I did last time, I did some stuff off stream. I killed the guy who's running for mayor. I killed his mother so that I could get the trophy. Now I have to go and do something. Wait, it got dark in here all of a sudden. It's gonna rain or something? I have to go and Accused of crime you have committed. You have to search for his address at the City Hall archives. When you talk to him, he be accommodating. If you do, he will not testify against you in exchange for a small favor, which is poisoning. Yeah, I did that. Alright, what we need to do... What was the last thing I was doing? You know, the one criticism I will have with this game is that it's really like... You could almost say it's like a fast travel simulator. It's literally like... Fast travel to this location. Okay, now... Search for clues. Now figure out where you need to go next. Okay, now fast travel to that location. Search for clues. Figure out where you need to go next. Fast travel to that location. It's almost like an Easter egg hunt simulator. Or a scavenger hunt? Yeah, scavenger hunt simulator. Can't see an option for changing profile pic. I like Dead Space 3 as an action game, not so much as a Dead Space game. Fair point. That's a fair point. It does get pretty overwhelming sometimes, though, I'm not gonna lie. I'm just some red kawaii crab now. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, so... Now I must return to Glenn to discuss the terms of his surrender to the police. Okay. Where is that location? Oh, you know what? I forgot to turn off. There we go. We don't want that anymore. We want to find this guy's address. Is it this? Yeah, it is this. Okay. Dead Space is legit scary. I mean, I kind of a couple of times I get kind of scared because of all the I just get overwhelmed. If you click your, but Dead Space the original is just so good. If you click your profile pic in the top right and then press it again when it shows up on the title on the little menu thing, you should go to your settings. Yes, but I don't see an option there for changing it. Are you in the profile tab? My face is dark and mysterious. Let me see if I can change that. And the Lord said, let there be light. Okay, there we go. That's better. Now my face is all red. I promise it's not because I'm drinking. Okay. Let's go back to this guy's house. Somewhere over here. I'm going to have to pick up some cold ones now. Yeah! Pick 'em up! I'm drinking the Brooklyn Bel Air Sour. Like I said, guys, I love sour beers. Notice how this guy looks just like me. So, by the way, the headphones it's a lot more bass. It's a lot bassier than my other headphones. This guy was the guy who killed that Johan Vanderberg that I was accused of killing. And the reason why I was accused, because the witness said I did it, is because that guy looks just like me. It wasn't like, that's not like a mistake by the developers. Like, they meant to make him look like me. So let's see. The game audio. Is the game audio not there? What is going on? Why? Okay, it should be working now. Are you getting anything? Yeah, okay, there we go. I'm sorry, guys. I'll stay a red crab for now. Yo, yo, yo! How's it going, bunny? Welcome! What the heck is that? Oh, is that a raptor or something? A killer was blackmailed. The murder was definitely pressured. A man was forced to assassinate Vanderberg to keep his wife safe. I have the gun. I saved Glenn's family from the gang who kept them captive. Byers' gun was a murder weapon. It directly implicates him in the crime. Whoever is found with this gun will be implicated in the murder. It could be planted to frame someone else. We want to do justice, not malice. Who would we end up choosing anyway? Oh, I see. Milton Pierce tried to frame me, so I'm returning the favor. If I plant the gun among his bloody clothes and take a picture, Mr. Carpenter should consider it sufficient evidence against him. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. Turn Byers into the police. Yes, Glenn Byers was faced with an impossible dilemma, but he made his choice. He murdered Johannes and ought to face the consequences. I can take his gun to Mr. Carpenter as evidence, and Milton Pierce will change his testimony to absolve me. But Byers is just a poor victim who was forced. I have to choose one or the other, so I have to do this one. Okay, let's see. Nice headset. Thank you. Yeah, I just got it. It's a lot bassier. Like, the audio sounds bassier. I need to go for, I don't know, 10 minutes or something. Okay, no problem. Yeah, thanks for letting us know, man. The only thing I don't like about this headset is the cord is significantly shorter than my other headset. It's way shorter. It's only like maybe 4 feet. My other one is like 10 feet. Or 12 feet even. So I gotta turn him into the police. Signed confession. Alright. Let's go to the police station. Make me some emotes. Yeah, that'd be cool. If you want to. I know no feet. Break open a cold one. Oh, I can't wait for tomorrow. Dude. Marvel Ultimate Alliance. Finally, I'm going to be playing my Switch. Like, actually playing it. Not just for like 10 minutes, but for like hours. I cannot wait. Marvel Ultimate Alliance stream tomorrow, guys. It's going to be great. You Americans with your feet, ounces, Fahrenheit, etc. Yeah. How dare we? What was that noise?
Don't waste my time, newcomer.
What? I have the freaking... Carpenter's Taskmaster. Oh. As evidence of someone else's guilt. Why do I have to present it to Carpenter's Taskmaster? Why wouldn't I present it to the police? That doesn't make any sense. Well, go to the Carpenter's house. Mr. Carpenter bailed me out. What I want to do is just basically beat this as quick as possible so that I can be ready for the next game. And so that I can also start Wolfenstein. I really want to play the Wolfenstein games. I started the first one. I like it a lot. On the PS3. Never finished it though. As what happens with most of my games. I start a game, play it, like it, and then just don't finish it. Even though I like it, I love it, and I'd probably love the whole thing, and I would play the whole thing and love it, but excuse me, for whatever reason, it's not waking out. Constantly do that. Let me know if anything is too loud, by the way, guys. Everything should be okay. Alright.
Good news. I found the man that really killed Vanderberg. His name is Glenn Byer, and better still, I have a confession written in his own hand.
You work fast, Mr. Reed. But how do you plan on refuting Pierce's testimony against you?
Well, as it happens, here's a letter detailing how Pierce was bribed to lie to the police.
A remarkable effort. Thank you. I'll hand it all over to the authorities.
Now, one more thing. Glenn was forced to commit the crime, and he confessed it. Given the circumstances, can he hope for leniency?
I'll see what we can do. But do be aware, Mr. Reed, that in this city, excessive kindness may be taken advantage of.
Bye.
It can always be taken advantage of. Whoa!
You've been doing a great job, Mr. Reed. I'm waiting for you at the Devil's Reef Hotel.
Okay. So this is how I get the the next trophy. I actually have to kill that guy. So he's waiting for me at my hotel room. So what's everybody been up to? Anybody, what have you guys been playing lately? I want to know. I want to know all the details. Bunny, probably been playing Left 4 Dead, maybe some Sims. You've been playing some Sims. Where is this phone booth? Oh, there it is. Imagine me and you and me. Da, 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 da. That song, there's a commercial now on GameStop TV that is pretty much that whole song. There's an ad for Borderlands 3. It's like their new trailer. It's literally that entire song. The whole ad is the entire song. It's a little annoying, but... And I'm sure that I'm going to get real tired of it, real sick of it soon. I like this headset.
I'm watching you, newcomer.
Oh yeah, well, I'm watching you, buddy. In fact, I just took a picture of you. Oh. Oh, I thought he didn't like that. Alright, here we go. Also, we're gonna change outfits. This is a gross bathroom. Oh, that's the old lady that I killed. That's Pierce's mother. Whoa. Wait right there, mister. I kind of want to do newcomer again. I don't like fisherman. I think it looks stupid. Maybe I'll do that one. Or what do you guys think? Fisherman or newcomer? I like the way newcomer looks. That's the one that you have when you first start the game. I love the way this one looks, but I already did this one. And I already did daywear. And we're wearing gangster. So either newcomer or fisherman. Oh, this is Johan Vanderberg. This is his outfit. What if we get it once we kill him? I'm gonna go with newcomer. Excuse me. Alright, Justin, what do you think? Tonight, Dead Space, or tomorrow? I'm thinking tonight.
How is this possible?
At last, Mr. Reed. I heard about your research.
So this is the guy that's supposed to be dead.
Let me congratulate you. You've truly outdone yourself this time. A question, if I may.
I've got a question. How on earth are you still alive?
What can I say? Perhaps next time you should make sure you finished the job.
It wasn't me, and you know it. All this. All I went through, and there was no murder to begin with.
The prosecution would beg to differ. They had all they needed. A victim, a method, and a culprit. The rest is just bells and whistles.
Yeah, but
You set me up. You son of a...
I only set the scene.
I'll...
What? Kill me? As amusing as it would be a second time, I'm afraid we have more pressing matters.
What do you mean?
You know exactly what I mean, Mr. Reed. The prophecy. The seal. You have made yourself a part of something momentous. First things first about your case. Your short-sightedness surprised me. Why, Charles? Why hand poor Mr. Byers over to the police?
He was guilty. He pulled the trigger.
Oh, was he? You too have carved a bloody path through this ailing city, Charles. You could at least be consistent in your choices. Regardless, I shall call this experiment a success. In fact, you should consider it a taste of your ultimate try.
I don't understand. What do you get from all this?
You are headed into the darkness, Mr. Reed. I'm giving you the experience you'll need to find your way through it.
What do you mean, my ultimate trial? What does this have to do with anything?
Of course. Everything. It's your destiny. Destiny beyond comprehension. To be more than a speck of cosmic dust. To make waves across the universe. To end things.
And what?
Everything. You've suffered in this city from the very beginning. From the moment you were born, in fact. Wanting to end it is only natural. But unlike those untold millions before you, you have the power to do so. You can turn mere prophecy into absolute truth.
You don't mean...
The seal of Kotiganar is in your hands. You possess the key to the gates, and all they hold within. You can close them, and cling to mankind's misery for a few more cruel centuries. Or you can open them and end it. And you will do the latter.
Why? Why would I destroy everything?
Because otherwise your life amounts to nothing. Do you know how many chosen few there have been over the centuries? Nameless hordes, sacrificed at the whim of invisible masters. Not unlike those who watered the poppies of Flanders with their blood.
But our sacrifices mattered. We won the war.
A war, with many yet to come. This is your kin's nature, your purpose. To suffer. You're monkeys in an open cage, unwilling to walk out. Only you can make a difference. You can end it all for good.
Well, if I'm able to end it all for good, then that doesn't necessarily mean that humans are only capable of causing war. Because if I'm capable of choosing otherwise, then so is everybody else.
You're wrong. I'll prove it.
You will prove nothing. You'll die. And at the next turn of the cycle, another will come along who is brave enough to finish the job. Nevertheless, I cannot abandon you, whether you agree with me or not. Your path is too important, even if your choice is beyond my control.
You're right about one thing at least.
There is an archaeologist in this city. He is very close to unraveling the secret of Kotiganar. And you'll need his help to get inside. His name is Joseph Hill. Here's his address. Talk to him. Earn his favor.
Seriously. All that, and you don't even know how to find Kotiganar?
If I knew that, would I be working with a private eye?
This is wrong, Johannes. All of it. And I still have no idea why I should even believe you.
The truth is the truth. Whether you believe it or not, you can accept it, or try to put the blindfold back on. It doesn't matter. Farewell, Charles. Whether we speak again or not, I will be watching. And don't lose the seal again, or all your effort in this city would go to waste. We'll meet again, Mr. Reed. We'll meet again.
Wait,
Mr.
what? I hope you'll be able to unsheath the weapon and kill him. Oh, okay. So, you ready, guys? Woo! Got it, baby. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. Whoa. There you go. I don't think that's a missable trophy, by the way. Alright. Let's see. Mika, welcome back. How's it going, dude? You just missed it. I just shot some dude in the head. For fun. I shot him for a trophy, actually. Let's see. Yes, please. I'll take that. Now I've got all of these completed. What? Why do I always miss the good stuff? I don't know. It's a good question. Ooh, submachine gun accuracy. Okay. That's good to know. Alright, so what I want to do is find... He lives in Eastern Reed Heights. Okay. The dark part of Reed Heights. On Lombard Street, between Helix Street and Hale Lane. I hate it when I miss someone getting shot in the head. Oh man. I love seeing people getting shot in the head. Lombard Street between Helix Street and Hale Lane. So Lombard Street, Lombard Street, Lombard Street. Helix Street and Hale Lane, right here. We're pretty close, guys. We're pretty close to being done with this game. We've only got like maybe 2 or 3 more missions. Quests, whatever you want to call it. But I got to go back and get some other trophies that I missed, of course. So silence is golden? Is that what I'm... No, that's not what I'm doing. Wait, maybe that is. Oh, whoops. Fleeing Phoenix. Yeah, we got two more missions. That's it. Two more. So this is missable. This trophy can be obtained. So I'm gonna save it right here. During this main story case, during this main story case, you will have to track down a Maya priestess called Usha on behalf of an archaeologist. And then also to kill a lot of people. So that's 3 trophies. 3 trophies, okay. Priestess called Usha on behalf of an archaeologist responsible for the control of external worlds for advancing the case. Alright, sorry guys. I'm trying to read this. Kill the priestess, so that's the first one. In the main story case, you will have to track down a Maya priestess called Usha on behalf of an archaeologist responsible for the control of the external worlds. After advancing the case, collecting the necessary proof, you need to make your choice, either killing the priestess or the archaeologist. Before speaking with the archaeologist, tell him what your decision is. Make a manual save. Okay. So I have to kill one. So it's one or the other. Let's see. Is Assassin's Creed Odyssey good? I like it. I thought it was a good game. I'm still in the middle of it. I know a lot of people that said that it's really good, though. They really enjoyed it. But it's a very, very large game. There's a lot to do. There's a lot to do in that game. And the story is actually pretty good in that one. I liked the story. From what I played of it. One thing though, and Ohem has said it before, is that you kind of have to play all the side quests in order to beat the main quest. So you can't just play the main quest unless you like play on easy or something. You have to play in order to level up, to get to the level you need to get to in the main quests. You have to play the side missions. So it's a little annoying that you have to do that, but the side missions are a little repetitive. It's extremely grindy. Yeah, there you go. Side missions are a little repetitive, but as long as you don't mind that, and as long as you don't mind grinding, unless, like I said, I bet if you play it on easy, you might be able to get through it faster. But
What's your problem?
But it is a good game. I have a lot of friends that really liked it. I have a friend at work that's trying to 100% it. Oh, this is not where I'm supposed to be. And they're at 80% right now, and they absolutely love it. So, I mean, it could be one of those things that you just really are having a blast playing it, you know? And you don't even mind, like, playing all the other side missions and stuff.
Your vote is your choice. Choose wisely.
I was getting tired of playing MC because I always get blown up by a creeper. Oh, Minecraft. Yeah, Minecraft has its strengths and it has its weaknesses. So this might be it. I'm guessing this is it. Yep. Oh, dang. Whoa.
He tried to escape, but something broke his neck with a single strike.
Alright, that's the first clue. What the... Weird. Whoa, did you see that? Whoa! Dude, what? Pull out the shotgun for Pull out the shotgun for this one. Rip. That's why you get cats. Wait, why do you get cats? I missed it. Luckily I have the platinum trophy for it. For Minecraft? Nice. That's awesome, dude.
Is she gone? Did you get her?
What the hell's going on? I'm sure I shot her dead, but then she ran.
Oh, snub, we are in trouble now. My name is Joseph. Sorry for getting you into this, and thanks.
Charles Reed. I was actually looking for you.
Cats scare away creepers.
How
Oh,
can I help you?
like in the game? Shotgun. Shotgun. SCP-173. What is that?
What do you know about that thing? The girl that attacked us?
She's Osha, a Mayan priestess, rejected by death itself. I can only imagine what baleful sorcery still keeps her alive.
Unusual, even by this mad city standards. Why would a Mayan priestess come here? What's special about this house?
It was me she was after.
Ah, I see.
Osha holds
So
the secret
he's the
over
archaeologist, and
humanity
she's the
itself.
priestess.
And she wants to stop me from uncovering it. Don't ask me about it further. I can't say any more.
I need your help to get into Katiganar. This madness must be stopped.
Oh, that's a noble goal, but Vanderberg...
Johannes was the one who told me about you, and about all the things that have happened since the flood.
He did?
Oh,
Well, I underestimated
shoot.
you. We share the same goal, but there's a problem.
hang on, guys. Hang on one sec, babe. That was just the wifey. Wanted me to help her carry some groceries, but too bad. I'm playing some video games.
What kind of problem?
The Mayan girl, Usha. She was the keeper of the key to Katiganar. We'll need it.
Oops, sorry.
You mean the seal? I have it. Just show me the entrance.
The seal. You've got it. Spectacular. But alas, it doesn't solve our problem.
You're testing my patience, Joseph.
Usha was the last one to open the path below, and she still protects it. We cannot proceed until she's been dealt with.
I'm a private eye. Tracking Usha won't be a problem. But how do we handle her?
Look, when you locate her lair, come let me know. Meanwhile, I'll prepare our defense against her magics. Then together, we'll banish her.
My bullets did nothing. Do you know of any other ways to fight her?
There are ways to resist her sorcery. I was going to use them myself, but I'm not sure I have the skills to track this thing to her lair.
But didn't she come to you?
She caught me off guard, tried to kill me. I was unprepared. You arrived just in time to scare her off.
Any leads on how to track her?
I don't know. But she drinks blood to gain strength. There must be victims, corpses, but thanks to the wild beasts and madness, Oakmont is full of the dead. Though I did hear rumor of a vampire in Salvation Harbor.
Well, I guess that's better than nothing.
Okay, Salvation Harbor.
Johannes told me nothing about you. Can you fill me in before we continue?
I understand. You're curious.
Tell me about those tattoos.
Your face tattoos are rather unusual. What do they mean?
The Indians gave them to me. I visited a lost pyramid in the jungle. These are marks of wisdom.
Marks of wisdom, huh?
Your illness. How did you get it? Is it contagious?
As with many other tropical maladies, it was borne by a certain species of fly. They bred in the wells of the old Mayan temple. Superstitious savages may call it a curse of the gods, but we're people of culture, aren't we?
I've seen enough to not take superstition so lightly these days.
What just happened?
If Johannes trusts you enough to recommend your help, you must have some unique expertise.
Well, I am an archaeologist, well-versed in alchemy and other less academic sciences. I have devoted my life to stopping the end of the world.
Wait, what?
I spent years in the
Wait,
jungle learning from Mayan
what?
descendants. The illness forced my return, but I believe Xibalba's entrance is under Oakmont.
Okay. Think Phoenix. During the main story case, you will have to track down a Maya priestess called Usha. On behalf of an archaeologist, a former being responsible for the control of external worlds. After advancing the case and collecting necessary proof, you need to make your choice, either killing the priestess or the archaeologist. This trophy side with the priestess and kill the archaeologist. I choose her. After killing the archaeologist, a man will telephone you how to track down Usha. After exhausting all the dialogue options with her, use your shovel or weapon to kill her from behind, thereby unlocking this trophy. Okay. So. Xibalba.
Did you say Xibalba?
Lord of the dead. It brings disasters, epidemics, madness. The most violent Mayan gods were locked inside and need sacrifices to remain. Different locals gave it different names. Some of them can be traced, their origins identified. But Katigana, it precedes us all.
You want to get into this place, under Oakmont.
No, no. That place must be closed forever. All that befalls Oakmont has emerged from within its walls.
Well, I agree with that. And that's plenty. Thanks, Joseph.
Okay, let's see.
Please hurry, Reed. We can still save this city.
Okay. OSHA kills people and drinks their blood. There have been rumors about a Salvation Harbor vampire. Okay, so I guess I gotta go to here.
Please hurry, Reed. We can still save this city.
This is the last warning, my son. If you proceed with your self-destructive research, I'll take action. I can't watch you kill yourself, corrupt your mind, and sacrifice your health to these old fairy tales about the dead. It's not worth of it. Leave it, or I'll leave you without inheritance. I won't have you spend this money on your own death. N. Hill. Okay. What is that? That's a tranquilizer. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Weird.
By the looks of these plants, this photo was taken somewhere in South America.
Let's see if I can pull up some more info.
These Mayan artifacts could be the prized jewel in many a museum collection.
Did I get it? There's got to be another clue somewhere. First aid. I need that first aid. Give it to me. Alright, I don't know what else is here. I'm just gonna head out. Oop, sounds like the wifey. Oh, yay. Okay. Let's go ahead and pull out something. Get these guys out. Gotcha.
It just twitch. Whoa. Must be my nerves.
Yeah.
Wild beasts carried out quite the massacre in here. Poor guy died here after several stomach wounds.
Alright, all evidence collected. Good. I just realized that there were still some Mind Palace clues of that last case that I never even looked at. I never even tried to solve. Probably if I wanted to
One ferocious blow, and he was gone.
frame someone. Alright, let's see. All evidence collected, so I guess I could probably leave. Oh, you know what? Let's make some ammo. Then we'll take this. Whatever's in there. Yes. Yes.
Wild beasts carried out quite the massacre in here.
I guess they did. Yeah. Oh, that feels so good. That AC. Yeah. How do I get in there? Because it obviously looks like there's something going on in there. There's got to be a way in, right? Katiganar. Maybe there isn't. Alright, whatever. We're just gonna...
Oakmont! Your vote is your choice.
Fallout. Fallout 3 is such a good game. Oh, this is probably a... Not going that way. I will say though, after playing this game for a while, it definitely has its flaws. Let's just put it that way. It definitely has its flaws. But the story is good. I'm definitely drawn to the story, so it's kept me going. Plus the fact that I gotta get all the trophies. That's kind of keeping me going too. All right. So like when you said cats scare away creepers, do you mean like in Minecraft? Like there's actual cats that you can have in Minecraft now? Because that's pretty cool. I'd literally just farm cats. I would breed cats all day. Because I hate creepers. They was coming in and messing my crap up. Just bring a bunch of cats down into the mines with you. Have a pouch full of cats. Just like put them down as like landmarks. Bra 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 bra, yeah. Alright, so there's been drinks their blood to become stronger, so I guess we'll do violent crimes, suspects, criminal pattern. Nope. How about victims? There we go. Jay Callahan to Captain Lyons. Received today a report about the latest victim of the so-called vampire. Several blood-drained corpses were found in the backyard on Old Church Road between Seasmith Ave and Maple Lane in eastern Salvation Harbor. I sent a patrol to inspect the crime. The bodies were similar to the previous drained corpses and cover side shells and Reed Heights. No witnesses have come forward at the time. Alright. So let's go ahead and... this is what I mean. This is the scavenger hunt. Scavenger hunt simulator. Usha is an insatiable murderess. Usha is an undead killer who slays people to drink their blood. Okay. What else? That's all we have, right? Yeah. Whoop. So let's go to this case book. East Salvation Harbor. Old Church Road between C. Smith Ave and Maple Lane. So Old Church Road. Smith's Ass, C. Smith Ave and Maple Lane. There we go. Don't waste my time, newcomer. Alright. Alright, alright, alright. Pull up my shotgun. Da 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 da. Alright, let's head to the location with caution. This must be the area. Whoa! Oh, I'm dead. That sucks. That guy, the problem is that I don't want to run away for too far away, because why is it so silent? Tumbleweed. Rip. Yeah. I died. I don't want to run away because then they despawn. And so then they have to spawn back over, and I have to kill them. I have to shoot them all over again, so they like get all their health back. So I could just keep running backward, but then eventually they're just going to like go back into the ground. They're going to just disappear. So I have to stay close to them. Maybe I'll just throw a grenade. Not sure what I'm going to do. We'll figure it out, though. Once it loads, that is. It likes to take its time. There we go. All right. Let's load this. And load this. And load this. And load this. And grab this. Oh, look, now there's guys here. Dude, this guy's helping me. No, run! No, run! Oh my god, I can't run. See? Now they disappeared. Now I have to do all of that over again. Ugh. Alright, good. The other ones that died stayed dead. Okay,
Fish. These guys were gonna have a good meal here. She didn't spill a single drop of blood. All his blood was drained, just like Joseph said.
Let's see. Let's reload this guy.
He didn't die immediately. These are some savage bites to the neck. He would have suffered.
Wow.
And nothing useful inside. Old clothes and garbage, but this letter may be helpful.
This is my final warning, hotel owner's note. This is my final warning. If you don't pay me for the month due, I'll sell all your belongings and you'll be out on the street. No one may live at the Devil's Reef and avoid payment without consequences. Woo. Let's see. Rip. Wait, wasn't there a...
She didn't spill a single drop of blood.
Wasn't there a little portal thing somewhere? I thought I saw one.
If anyone had caught this shotgun blast, they would have lost their head.
There we go. Now I got it. It was right here before. That's weird.
Great fisk, buddy. Hope none of those hungry wormskins saw you here. Take this, damn corpse!
Ah, so there was a worm skin. It's funny to call them that.
Muskif Panaifa. Excellent con cordet sotzara. Kneel and obey, Raymond. Suffer for your sacrilege.
Raymond. Okay.
Order me, priestess, and I would serve.
Okay, let's see what we have here.
So obviously it's this one. Oh, there she is.
Raid Fisk, buddy. Hope none of those hungry warm skins saw you here.
Okay. And this one.
Take this, damned corpse!
And this one.
Must give a knife. Excellent concordet sotzar. Kneel and obey, Raymond. Suffer
Raymond.
for your sacrilege.
Order me, priestess, and I would serve.
Usha attacked 3 Innsmouthers before a man appeared and tried to shoot her. She called him Raymond and hypnotized him, somehow.
Key evidence collected. All evidence collected. Okay. So, I gotta find Raymond. Let's see. Resurrected mind to kill Hill. Bag with a letter. Usha hypnotize Raymond. Will help me if I find Usha. Raymond's whereabouts. A man named Raymond saw Usha's attack and seems connected to her somehow. He dropped a bag at the scene, inside of which was a letter concerning his overdue rent for a room at the Devil's Reef Hotel. Alright. Alright, okay. So I gotta go to the Devil's Reef Hotel. Let's do it. Let's go ahead and save. Let's go to the Devil's Reef. Buddy boy. My back. It's already 350? Jeez. Well, dang. All right, here we go. Devil's Reef Hotel. Let's talk to this guy.
I believe a man named Raymond lives here.
How's it your business?
I need to talk to him.
You'd be better off talking to the wall. Raymond Archer ain't here. Left a few days ago and never came back. Didn't pay either. Damn newcomer.
What about his room? Did he leave any belongings behind?
A pile of weird stuff and broken junk. Take a look if you want. It's the room next to yours.
Oh, how convenient. It's a room right next to mine.
I found a debt letter from you at a crime scene. Can you tell me who it was for?
I have no idea.
Why? Do you send that many of them?
Yes, thanks to all you damn newcomers flooding Oakmont. I have a form letter that I adapt. Well, make a newcomer adapt for me to pay his debt. Got 50 of them back here right now. Clever, eh?
Indeed. Less useful than I'd hoped, though. Yeah, see you later.
So it's this one. Yeah, okay.
Did Raymond get this air tank from the same place I did?
Hmm. Ooh. Raymond's diary, October 3rd, found work at a flooded lab on Moreland Road between Seasmith Avenue and Powderhouse Street. Boss says some weird stuff, but sounds like there will be gold at the end. October 20th, prepared everything for the mission, including getting a diving suit. Good thing I know how to use it, too, because the place is underwater. Boss said the entrance is marked with 5 big stones. October 23rd, barely got out with the mummy he wanted, and worse, there was no gold in her tomb. Taking the mummy to the lab, my egghead companion claims he can talk to the dead. Hopefully she'll tell him where the gold is. January 9th. I can't. How's it even possible? How could I know? No sleep, no rest. The mummy. Usha's whispering all the time, hiding underwater in her tomb. Spare me. Get out of my head.
I've seen some of these places. The backyard with corpses. Joseph Hill's house. Why did he draw all this?
What am I looking for? There we go.
Stop it! Please, stop it! Why do you show me this vile violence? I can't bear it!
Vile violence. Vile Vic. Violent Vance. And Vile Vic. See if I unlocked that outfit. I did. I unlocked the King's robes. What do you guys think? King's robes? Yeah, let's do it. Ooh. Smexy.
I'm watching you, newcomer.
Okay, so I have to go. Let's see, Reservoir Mind, try to kill Hill. He'll help me find if I find Usha. An underwater tomb. Raymond has hired a great robber. Really? Alright, oops. So, flooded lab, Northern Salvation Harbor. Northern Salvation Harbor between Seasmith Ave and Powderhouse Street. Seasmith Ave. Seasmith Ave. And Powderhouse Street. Smee Smith. Where's Powderhouse Street? Oh wait, Moreland Road between Seasmith Ave and Powderhouse Street. Whoops. Moreland Road, Seasmith Ave, and Powderhouse Street. Okay. Smee Smith Ave. Also, that's... What did I just... Right here, right? Yeah, so let's put that there. See Smith Ave, Powderhouse Street. Alright. Let's do this one right here. We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. Let's go to Smith Ave. Smee, don't try and stop me, Smee. Don't try and stop me, Smee. Whatever you do, don't stop me, Smee. Stop me, Smee. Smee, what are you doing? Stop me, Smee. Smee, stop me. Smee, stop me from shooting myself, Smee. Looks like it might be this right here. Whoa! What is that noise? Set down a trap. Dude, that was... Got you. Okay. Submachine gun was great. Alright, before I do any of that, let me just look around real quick. Three bullets. I hope I can get more of those bullets, because
Someone wounded really wanted to get inside this room.
those were great bullets. Shell casings, okay. Oh, what is that noise?
Whatever happened in this lab, it has nothing to do with normal science.
Whoa.
She won't tell you about the Tiganar or God. She won't talk to you. Only the seed may know.
Okay. Gets a little more interesting.
I don't think these tools were used for surgery.
Octarium ad vitam pieresci. Pieresci? The essential salts of animals may be so prepared and preserved. Salts, I guess. Essential salts of animals may be so prepared and preserved that an ingenious man may have the whole Ark of Noah in his own study, and raise the fine shape of an animal out of its ashes at its pleasure. By the like method, from the essential salts of humane dust, a philosopher may, without any criminal necromancy, call up the shape of any dead ancestor from the dust whereinto where into his body, his body has been incinerated. Borellis. Gunpowder shell casings can't carry anymore. Okay.
It looks like it contains ashes mixed with salt. I do not want to know its origin.
Oh, that felt amazing. Oh god. Alchemist Journals. June 7th. Materialization successful. Had to burn subject with acid to make talk. Who could imagine the entrance was the crypt? September 12th. Materialization successful. Hard to understand the deceased dialect is very old and he knows nothing about stopping madness. October 23rd. Raymond found the mummy I was after, but she refused to discuss Katiganar or madness. Even acid didn't help. January 9th. This Dane Raymond wants his gold, but she remains silent. Told me I'm not K, chosen. We must try harder. Usha may wish for death, but as long as I have her essential salts, I can revive her. There will be no escape from the pain. Okay. Collected all the clues.
You promised we'd be rich, Hill. Go ask her about gold. Not that nonsense about Kathy Damhar or seals. Help me, you bastard! Stop this monstrosity! Let me in! You broke the ceiling circles.
Time to figure this out.
So I'm gonna say the first one is upstairs. The second one is where she's breaking the chain.
You promised we'd be rich, Hill. Go ask her about gold. Not that nonsense about Kathy Damhar or seals. Damn, you broke the ceiling circles. Help me, you bastard! Stop this monstrosity! Let me in!
Joseph Hill and Raymond tortured Usha to find out how to get inside Katiganar. But she got free and attacked them. Hill fled, leaving Raymond alone with her.
Okay.
Stop! She has something to say.
Raymond?
Look at his face.
To talk about the undead Mayan.
You don't need to hurt her. She knows what you want. She can offer a deal.
Last I heard, you were trying to shoot Usha, but now you're her messenger. Why the about face?
She took this body as her vessel. She doesn't want to frighten you.
Well, using a man as a puppet is still creepy, Usha. What deal are you talking about?
You, chosen, must descend into the depths, into the shell. She knows the way.
I need to enter to stop the madness. If you tell me how to do it, I won't pursue you.
Generous. She has another offer. Help her, and she will tell you how to meet your destiny.
What exactly am I supposed to do?
Kill sorcerer. Joseph. He does not let her rest. He will pursue and enslave her once again.
I want to make sure this is working. Still. Yeah, it's working. Okay. Okay, why didn't you just tell all this to Joseph? Why do you want Joseph dead? What would you do when freed? If I do it, where can I find you?
You could have just told Joseph what he wanted. What difference would it have made?
The sorcerer does not deserve these gifts. He is guided by pride and greed. She waited for the K chosen to appear, and here you are, marked, tied up by fate. She sees it in your eyes, wide shut.
Why should I kill Joseph? And why do you keep calling him a sorcerer?
He woke her up, plundered her body, forced her to breathe once more, cut her, pierced her, burned her, kept her in chains.
You want revenge.
She wants freedom. No freedom while the sorcerer lives.
What will you do after you're free?
Live.
If I do what you ask, where will we meet?
Among the stone fingers in the Garden of the Dead.
Oh, can't you just tell it straight? I've had enough riddles for a lifetime.
She believes your mind is not that weak.
You need to make your choice, i.e. either killing the priestess or the archaeologist. For this trophy, side with the priestess and kill the archaeologist. I choose her after killing the archaeologist. The man will telephone you how to track down Usha. Hang on. You need to make your choice, either killing the priestess before speaking with the archaeologist and tell him where your decision is. Okay. So
after everything I've seen in this laboratory, I'm on your side.
She will wait for you.
Okay. Woo! All evidence collected.
Oh, my head. I can't. Where am I?
Wow, that's a lot of clues. Do we have another skill? We do. Okay. What do we want to get? Oh, I think I want to do... Submachine gun accuracy is increased. Yeah, I'll do that. Hill left Raymond in mortal danger. Oh god, okay, so... Hill betrayed Raymond. Hill hired Raymond as a body snatcher to bring him Usha's corpse. When she got free, Hill abandoned Raymond. Okay. What else we got? An underwater tomb. Really? Usha's hideout. Usha hides underwater in her tomb. The entrance is in the cemetery, marked with 5-finger-shaped stones. This is exactly what Joseph Hill asked me to find out. Okay. Let's see. Hill revived the dead for answers. Joseph Hill resurrected Usha and others to learn about the madness emanating from Katiganar. Which means Hill can be my ally. Joseph Hill can help me get inside Katiganar. We share the same goal, stopping the madness spreading. Hill's just using me to deal with Usha, just like he used Raymond. He is not a man who can be trusted. I'm going to go with this, because I'm going to choose the other one on the next low. When I say I'm going to save the game and choose that after. So, let's see. Usha told Hill nothing. Usha was tortured by Joseph Hill, but told him nothing about, because he's not a seed. Okay. Usha will help me if I kill Hill. Usha wants revenge on Hill, but can't do it herself. She promised me the secrets of Katiganar as a reward if I help. Usha won't tell me anything. Usha's proposal is a trap. She could wait for me to kill Joseph, then refuse to tell me anything about Katiganar. I can make a deal with Usha to learn the secrets of Katiganar. She will only tell them to the seed. Yeah, let's do that. Which means Hill must be killed. While Usha would need to continue feeding on Oakmonters, she knows firsthand how to enter Katiganar. Hill is a mad alchemist and cannot be trusted. He betrayed Raymond and lied to me before. I need to kill him to prove to Usha I'm on her side. Or we could do this. Usha must be killed. I'm going to go with Usha must be killed the second time. So first I'm going to kill Hill, and then I'm going to kill Usha to get 2 trophies, and then I'm going to reload it and kill Usha and get another trophy. Then all I'll have to do is basically finish the story, continue the story. So, though Hill is obsessed with resurrecting the dead and may yet create more dangerous abominations, he shares my goal of stopping this madness. Usha is a blood-sucking monster who cannot be trusted. I must kill her and bring her Hill her ashes. So let's go ahead and do this so that we can do that. Let's go talk to Hill. I'm going to save it right before we talk to him, though. Actually, what am I doing? I have to go back to Joseph Hill. Oh, he lives up here, doesn't he? Yeah, alright, so we're gonna go to the nearest fast travel point. We're so close with this, guys. We're so close to done. Just gotta finish this quest, and then we have one more quest, and then we're done with the game. So, let's go fast travel here. I'm excited. And then Marvel Ultimate Alliance. Tomorrow. Gonna play you tomorrow. Oh. Would you guys want to see me play Wolfenstein Cyberpilot and Wolfenstein Youngblood? Because I will be playing those. I'm gonna probably play force my wife to play Wolfenstein Youngblood with me. Cause it's gonna be epic. Cause I got the deluxe edition, and for the deluxe edition you can get the buddy pass. And the buddy pass allows you to invite someone to play with you who doesn't have the game. So it's kind of like game share. since I have 2 Xbox Ones. Is this it? I don't think this is it. No, this is not it. I have 2 Xbox Ones. She's going to be on one of the Xboxes. I'm going to be on the other. And we're going to be streaming it. It's going to be epic.
Vote for Oakmont! Your vote.
Save. Let's do this. Hello, Joseph.
I need an explanation, Joseph.
No? What did you want to know?
I found the laboratory, Joseph. The one used to raise dead from the ashes and salt.
So then you understand why I need Usha's body. She knows what we both need. The way inside Katiganar.
You revived the dead, then tortured them. That's an abomination.
Do not rush to judgment, Reed. They had their time. Would you truly value one old life over the suffering of millions? They're not even human. Those specters, monstrosities, they are just the vessels of their former knowledge. You can't compare them to the living.
I know you had a deal with Raymond, the man who brought you the mummy. What happened to him?
Nothing he didn't deserve. This newcomer, he was only interested in treasure. It's his fault Usha is after us now.
He's her toy now.
Whoops.
Possessed and tormented. It was you who let this happen.
Me? I did not free her, and for Kay's sake, why should I risk everything to save an imbecile? My mission is of far greater importance.
You tormented Usha to get the knowledge you were after. Why?
She refused to tell me what I needed. I was trying to find another way, but until the spell was found, I used more mundane methods.
Like pouring acid on her?
It was stubborn, no longer human. I was forced to try everything. Every time I recreated her, she told me I didn't deserve the knowledge.
Usha made me a proposal. She's willing to help me get inside Katiganar.
What? Surely not. It must be a trap.
You didn't even ask me what you wanted in return.
I fear I know already. She wants me dead. Dane, she's using you, Reed. She knows I'm the only one who can stop her. I have already prepared the unguent to prevent her resurrection. Please, can't we just finish this as planned?
I choose her.
Sorry, Joseph. I don't want to deal with either of you. But Usha is the one who knows what I need, not you. Nothing personal.
You're dooming us all. I won't let you do this.
Whoa, buddy. You got a good shot in. Still salty. Yeah, kill the archaeologist. Now I need to get this trophy. Defeat a little girl without playing fair. So I need to kill Usha. And then the end justifies the means. I gotta go back, kill the priestess. Did you catch that one, Mika? Did you see me shoot him in the face? I sure hope you saw that one. Gotta go find Usha and kill her. Whoa.
You did well. She is pleased. Enter her home and she will tell you the secret of the depths.
Well, I'm only see one current viewer. Guess that'd be me. Oh, on Twitch that is. On Twitch that is. Okay. I think you are the only person watching right now. Alright, where will we meet?
Seems like a lot of running around when we're already talking.
The vessel through which he talks would hear what he does not deserve. She would prefer not to kill him.
Where will I find you?
Didn't she tell you? About the stone fingers in the garden where the dead men live on? She thought you'd understand.
Ah, can't you be more specific? A garden for the dead? Is that a cemetery or crypt?
See? You did have it.
Okay then. I'm on my way.
Alright. Let's see. You playing anything right now, Ohem? You still playing, what were you playing? Were you playing Spider-Man? No, you were playing, you were going back and forth between two games. I don't remember which two games they were, though. So a cemetery. Darksiders 3, that's right. And Battlefield 1. Okay, yep. Gotcha. Cemetery. But where's the cemetery? Excuse me. Oh, wait a second. I have a map. I could just look on the map. Like an actual map. I think the cemetery's over here. Yeah, I think this is it. Let me look at the actual map. Oh, crap. Where is it? Here it is. What was that? Let's see. Yeah, St. Botolph's Cemetery, which is... Yep, there it is. Okay, it's where I thought it was. Alright, let's go there. Let's go there, people. Chop, chop. Gotta go to the nearest fast travel point. So where are you in Darksiders 3? What do you think of it? Do you think that it's as good as the other two, or is it like a different direction? And which one do you like the most? Because I've played Darksiders, the original, beat it. Love that game. I played, barely touched Darksiders 2. Like, I think I just started it and then didn't do anything with it. Just started the game just to... Whoopsie. There we go. Just to see what it was like. I think I got like the definitive edition or something. Oh, and I got the War Mastered edition on Steam. But I'd definitely go through a playthrough of those if they were worth it. All right, let's do it. Let's do it to it. So once I find the witch, this is important to give the trophy first. Choose. I know she's trying to trick me. Once you've killed the priestess, there's your main no save to kill the archaeologist. Okay. Kill the priestess. So, after killing the archaeologist, hang on. Ooh, that's hard to read. Here we go. Darn it. Alright. Trophy can be obtained during the main story case, fleeing the Phoenix. You'll have to track down a Maya priest, blah 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 blah. Priestess, I mean. For this trophy, side with the priestess and kill the archaeologist here as I choose her. After killing the archaeologist, man will telephone you how to track her down. Track down Usha. He doesn't telephone me. After exhausting all the dialogue options with her, use your shovel or a weapon to kill her from behind, thereby unlocking this trophy. Alright. I'm gonna shoot her in the back of the head.
Good day to you, kind sir. I hope the angels will be more merciful to you than they were with me. Oh, poor me.
Oh God.
Did something happen?
Some Danes robbed the graves in the cemetery. If I don't find the body soon, city council will find out. But I have no idea where to start. I'll be fired, I know it. And it's the only job I'm fit for. That's what my mama said.
Maybe later.
Sorry to hear. Maybe I'll find some time to help you later.
Thank you, kind sir. At least you talked with me. Poor old me.
Ooh. Stones. Okay, so this must be it here. Yep, this is it. Okay. Well, I'll be going down into the catacombs or whatever the heck it is, the tomb. Here we go. But yeah, would you recommend Darksiders 3, Ohem? And what would you, where would you put it in order of the Darksiders games? Is it like the other ones? Is it similar? Oh God. Here we go. Whoa, dude, you can see that giant, whatever it is. Wow, dude, I gotta look away. got different gameplay from the others. It's very intentional and precise, like Dark Souls. Ooh.
This masterfully carved head seems like a real treasure.
Would you say it's better than the other ones?
Raymond was not the only visitor of this sunken tomb. Just one of the lucky.
Oh God. Dude. Just look down or something. Like, I gotta get my sanity back. That actually sounds really interesting. More like Dark Souls, huh? I could go for that. Hey, Payday 021590. Thank you so much for following, my friend. Oh, welcome to the stream. Go. I could never figure out those things. They don't last. They don't stay off long enough for me to get past them.
Something feels wrong with this statue. There's no trace of seaweed on it.
There it is. Oh, we got an enemy. Oh, I missed. What? I just hit him. He's supposed to be, oh my God. Go! He's supposed to be stunned when you hit him with the thing. Whatever it's called. Not better, but different. It's noticeable the budget is lower. The campaign is very focused and linear. Few mistakes is effectively do or die. Don't dodge in time and you're out, so learn from mistakes. I gotcha. How you doing today, Payday? Have you played this game before? There she is.
Joseph is dead. I fulfilled my part of the deal. Now it's your turn.
Outsmarked man. Ask and she will answer. Stop the cycle like the cab before you. Like the ancestors.
What lies beneath this city? Tell me about the ruins.
A temple. A prison. A cradle of old Kay. A dark pit speaking with many voices. She never knew. Only a name. Katigonar.
How do you know this?
She asked the dead. The dead who came before. And they asked their dead like you ask her now. This is the cycle.
Tell me how I can enter the temple.
You must find a sacred seal. The key to the monoliths. You and it know each other. It will obey.
You mean this one?
Yes, yes, fate is kind. Now listen well. You have seen the great stone in the city center? This is the gate to Shivalba.
Shivalba.
How can I stop the madness that seeps from below? What waits for me down there?
You will find out when it is time. Her marked man descended, and the Katiganar slept. Follow his path. Do as he did.
And did he return?
No.
You say there were others before me. Who were they?
Marked men and women and things that went before. This place is old, but it still stands.
Why do you call me marked?
You bear the touch of old Kay. You see more, feel more, and are even more inside.
How do I open the gate in the monolith?
You must search for a hollow, craving to accept the seal.
And that's it?
No. The seal is incomplete. You must gather 3 Kay fingers growing on the 3 monoliths, and unite them with the seal.
So I've got to find pieces of 3 monoliths. Can you at least tell me where they are?
She doesn't know. But every cycle, the fire servants gather near these special places. Find them. They will have the answer.
Okay.
I just need to find the fire worshippers, then gather the 3 K fingers to complete the seal. I suppose it could be worse.
She wishes you the wisdom to choose what must be chosen. But leave now. She must rest.
I can't let you live. Is that what I'm supposed to say? Use your shovel or weapon to kill her from behind, thereby unlocking this trophy. Okay. So just kill her from behind.
Farewell. I don't know if it's possible, but I hope you can find some good in your new life.
Oh, she will enjoy it. But must change before leaving this place. Go! Meet your fate. She believes you will choose what is right.
Okay. So this must be right. Yeah! Got the trophy. Ooh. I got all 3 trophies. Screw it then. We're just gonna leave it how it was. We'll leave it how it is. I'm not gonna reload anything. That's amazing. Okay, good. That brings me hope. I need more cordite. I'm guessing I have to leave this place? Like, wait a second. I thought normal bullets weren't supposed to kill her. I don't know. Oh, what's this? Wow, this must be like a big boss fight area. I bet it normally is if you try and go kill her the guy. This is probably like a boss fight. Oh, I feel like I'm missing out now. Oh well. I got other games to play. Just trying to get through this at this point. Alright, let's go. Stop wasting time. Let's do it. Now I have everything I need, the seal and the knowledge of how to enter Katiganar. I fear that there may be no coming back from what comes next. So it's time to put all my affairs in order. When I'm ready, I'll return to my room in the Devil's Reef Hotel to rest and prepare for Katiganar. Okay, this is it, guys. This is do or die. Hello! Atlantis Dragon. I'm guessing, is that you, Atlantis Portal? Either way, welcome, 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 welcome. It is great to see you. I am the seed. On to the last case, guys. This is it. This is it. I'm going to save it right there. I'm not going to save over that one, just in case. There's 3 trophies that I need now. Other than there's a couple more, but I missed a couple. So I missed these 3. Which I knew, like, it was really easy. I just chose the wrong things. But anyway. These, 4 trophies. Prevent the last self-immolation. Leave the city and the world to their fate. End the cycle. Restart the cycle. So those are 4 endings. Apparently. Or maybe this one... I don't know. We'll find out. I'm going to read up, see what I need to do. This is early on. I think this is maybe like 4 cases in. I can find out, actually. But it's good to see you. How are you today? What have you been up to? So, Reanimator, Brutal Honesty. Alright, let's see. Yeah, it's the third. It's the third. It's literally the 3rd case. Quid pro quo. There's only 9 cases. So Frosty Welcome, that's easy. Lost at Sea, that's also pretty easy. At least I know what to do now, so I'll probably just put it on easy anyway. Quid pro quo, Brutal Honesty, Reanimator, and compliments to the chef. So let's go to... let's see. End the cycle, leap of faith. Prevent the self-immolation. Okay, so this trophy can be obtained during... This trophy can be obtained during the main story case, Into the Depths. During the main story case, you will have to visit the church in the heart of Advent, Central Oakmont. Here you have to find some clues to know where the remaining parts of the seal are. Once inside the church, go upstairs and meet with a woman who is ready to share some valuable information with you. To unlock this trophy, you need to dissuade the woman from setting herself on fire. Exhaust all dialogues until Charles will be able to ask her, you want to burn yourself? You will then have to... different options. Choose. You'll die in agony to desist her from her purpose, thereby unlocking the trophy. Okay. Easy peasy. Feel free to resurrect, it says. Alright. I need to go back to the Devil's Reef. Oh, come on, really? Okay, there we go. Atlantis, though, how have you been? I hope you've been well. It's great to see you. All right. What the heck? Ugh. Atlantis. Can you hear me okay? Not sure why YouTube chat is disabled. Oh, because it's not showing up on my chat box. So I disabled it so that it's easier on me, so I don't have to look at two chat boxes. And also, I'm eventually just gonna move over to Twitch, so I'm making my move. Probably only a few more streams on YouTube before I make the switch. Oakmont has lost another great mind. Prominent local scientist and archaeologist Joseph Hill was found dead in his study in Reed Heights overnight. Who would dare to take the life of this renowned researcher? And more importantly, why? While those questions remain unanswered, it seems like Oakmont University's finest are haunted by some kind of unenviable doom. Oh God, what is wrong with me? Uh-oh. Joseph Hill was not the first to leave us grievance his absence, nor, it seems, will he be the last. And yet, he is not entirely gone. He will live on in the hearts of those who knew and loved him, and his science is sure to inspire a new generation of ambitious students. Other scientists dead. The murder of the famous mystic Johann Vandenberg has been solved. Police say newcomer Glenn Byers confessed to the deed and voluntarily surrendered to authorities. Byers was sentenced to life imprisonment for his crime. Interestingly, the Byers case was taken on by Oakmont attorney F. Scott, previously known for his work with the Carpenter family. I will be doing my best to appeal the sentence, said Mr. Scott, given the tragic circumstances of this crime. Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. You like your new bathing suit?
Yeah. Anyway, I'll be doing my best to appeal this sentence, said Mr. Scott. Given the tragic circumstances of this crime, we believe a more reasonable sentence is achievable. Oh no, Twitch doesn't work as well. I have a ton of lag there. Oh, do you really? Oh, that stinks. It might be because I have it set. I might have it set kind of high, like the my stream. I'll see if I can fix that for next time. Works fine for you? I think it's just because there's Twitch doesn't have as many video options. So as long as I'm not a supported, whatever it's called, you know, just not like a supported member of Twitch. I forget what the word is that they use, but then you have to watch it in like the native resolution that I have it set for. At least that's what I think. Anyway, yeah, no problem. I'll take a look and see if I can fix that. But anyway, prophecy with my notes. Since dark aeons before the age of man, Katiganar lies beneath the ground. In the Eldritch prison rests the dreamer's hidden daughter, bound to never leave. But there are those who would free the daughter. The dreamer's seed would only pass to her. Each turn of the cycle, those carrying the seed are drawn to Katiganar, driven by hideous visions. Haven't I already read this? The seal of Katiganar will open the way. Many will try and perish. When the stars are right and the dreamer stirs in his house, one will succeed. The daughter shall be freed, and from her swollen womb the dreamer shall spawn once more. Is this my fate? Will the one who succeeds die? Putting everything together. The source of the spreading madness is the dreamer's hidden daughter, locked in Katiganar. Eldritch prison beneath Oakmont. Only sea can enter Katiganar. Yeah, this is... I literally just read this, right? May open it or close it for one more cycle. The entrance to Katiganar is the monolith and central advent. Oh, no, I haven't. To open it, I must complete the seal by finding 3 stone K fingers growing on 3 monoliths around the city. First is on the central monolith. To find the other 2, I'll need to seek out the fire worshippers. Okay. I'm gonna change. Let's do fisherman. Since this is the last case, let's go ahead and do it. Just trying to load it, even not loading properly. Oh man. Well, that stinks. I'm not sure what the issue is there. I mean, I have it set for 720, 60 FPS. Okay. Prophecy doesn't say that I'll die if I enter Katiganar. There's a chance I may survive. I'm very lazy when I read. I don't pronounce things properly. Katiganar holds the daughter. Was there an address on here? Niche's the niche in the monolith in Central Advent. Okay. Monolith, Central Advent. This must be the monolith here. Yeah. Got myself a blueberry ale. Blue Point. Very delish. I'm using a burnable CD. Is it CD? Yeah, CDR as a coaster for my beer. It's awesome. Dude, I'm so ready to be done with this game. Move on to another one. St. Michael's Church. Whoa.
The lid's not closed tightly, and there's still some gas in the can. Seems like it was opened recently.
Cleanse yourselves. The time has come, brothers and sisters. We must cleanse ourselves before we face the new world. We shall leave behind all our sorrows and passions and meet our new lives pure. Join the cleansing at St. Michael's Church on the Burning Bush.
Those who are pure shall rest by his feet, and their
Shall
souls
rest.
will rejoice, and they will sing forever among the angels.
Very strange. Oh, there we go. Just go up that way. Alright, so I'll talk to her last. I'm gonna go downstairs and probably run into some... Warning note, brothers and sisters, please be careful. The end of the cycle is nigh, and wild beasts have begun to inadvertently emerge in some of our premises. If you're visiting the Zealetic Room, please exercise extreme caution and ensure to be bear arms.
The door won't budge.
Alright, so...
You scared me. Who are you? Are you late for the cleansing too?
No?
Yeah, my name's Charles Reed. And you are?
Meryl. But just call me sister. We're all family after all, right?
What happened here?
The cleansing. This cycle has come to its end, and the next is about to begin. So we must purify ourselves in the fire.
Wait. You mean they did it to themselves?
With joy, brother. Joy. We have waited long for this moment, but soon the cycle will begin anew, and we will be reborn in the new world, cleansed. You can leave all this behind, brother. A fresh start. Join us.
But how do you know? What if it's just suicide?
If the cycle doesn't restart, then we are truly blessed. For we'll avoid the great calamity. Angels showed us those horrors in our dreams. If we are not reborn in the new cycle, then the seed has succeeded, and the daughter is free, and that is no world worth living in.
Have you seen a place on this monolith with a piece of stone growing from it? I couldn't see anything on the outside.
Oh, I know what you speak of. It's at the bottom of the basement.
You're a fire worshiper, yeah? Do you know which of the monoliths opens the way beneath the city?
Why do you ask?
I am the seed.
It's where I need to go. I am the seed.
It's you! Kay, bless. Father Nicholas knew you'd come to us. We were watching our dreams for you.
What are you talking about?
Angels would whisper to us in our sleep. We had to listen to them, remember them, write down their messages, all so you could find what you seek.
Okay. Does that mean you know which monoliths are needed to open the way?
Me? No. No, I dreamed just a fraction of what was needed. But Father Nicholas put it all together. His notes are hidden downstairs, so that only you may find them.
Great.
Take the key to the lower rooms. I think Father Nicholas left it on the altar.
Alright.
Are you planning to immolate yourself?
It is the cleansing, yes.
You'll die in agony.
You might want to think about it. You'll scream and scream in pain as the fire burns your flesh. It would be a slow and awful way to die.
Well, yes. Maybe I should reconsider.
Give me that trophy. Yeah!
May your path be clear, brother.
Just my internet being funny. Oh, okay. There it goes. Got it to work. Okay, awesome. Awesome. Awesome sauce. Sauceum. Oops. Let's see. I've got 3 more trophies. Then eventually I'll go back and get these trophies. But 3 more, brothers and sisters. And it's basically just... Let's see. Leap of Faith. Okay, so... The Sinking City has 3 different endings. The endings are, fortunately, not tied with the choices you've made during the story. After reaching the Temple of Katiganar, you can take 3 different paths and walk through 3 different blue investigation areas for 3 different choices. Before making a choice, make a manual save in order to unclog all endings in the span of minutes and avoid replaying the story from scratch. After unlocking an ending-related trophy, reload your manual save and go for the left trophies. Okay. And cycle interact with the blue investigation area in the middle. Okay. So basically I have to go downstairs and let's go ahead and save here. Katiganar. Got a key, Book of a Holy Flame. The Lord has established his throne in heaven. Among the tongues of flame and fiery pits, those who are pure shall rest by his feet, and their souls will rejoice, and they will sing forever among the angels. The sinners, contrariwise, shalt go to hell, the heim of devil sunken below. With its cold streets of silver cobblestones, where they'll rest in eternal suffering until the end of time. I think it's Dante's Inferno that has the 7 levels of hell. The 7th level, the lowest level, is basically a frozen lake. It's a completely frozen lake. And you're frozen in that lake. Chopping those cans of gasoline, at least 5. Kindling, make sure it's dry. Large box of matches. 1 should be enough. Try to get everything to the church before dawn. Interesting. Brothers and sisters. Alright, let's go downstairs. Let's fight these friggin' things. So what happened so far? A lot has happened. It would be really hard to explain everything, but we're really about to end the game here. We found out that we are the chosen seed that can stop this whole thing.
Dream wandering.
This whole crazy nightmare.
Someone's been studying hard.
Or we can decide to keep it going if we want.
Lucid dreaming, dream wandering. Someone's been studying hard.
Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Ah! Dude. I hate those things so much. Okay. Alright, I need to make some more, yeah. Yes, a lot has happened. I mean, basically we found out that there is a like tomb or really ancient, you know, burial site or something. Not burial site, but ancient tomb beneath the city where Katiganar is held. And Katiganar essentially is like the oldest, I don't know, I don't want to say god, or I don't know, but this thing that's going to basically destroy everything if I let it out. If I don't let it out, if I seal it back up, it'll be sealed for another 100 years or so. Until the next person comes along and either decides to keep it sealed or open it. I'm going to be doing both options. There's also an option to just leave. Be like, screw this. I'll let someone else deal with it. I'm going to be doing all of those. And we're going to see what happens. Laudanum.
Sleeping draft. A strong one.
That's what I had in my, that's what I had in my room. Dream diary. The human blood is the fine treasures of the ones who are not yet human anymore. First stone will drop the shadow on his dwelling. 3 lives take their start among the iron horses in the shadow of the second stone. Waters will wash away the first blood they spill. Okay. Don't know what that means, but cool. Priest's records. At last, the dreams of my brothers and sisters have started to become clear. The cycle has come to its end. Time to perform the cleansing so our souls can retain their memory, their purpose. I put together all the signs from our dreams and hid them so only the seed can find them. They'll help him find what he seeks. Seed, if you're reading this, I hope you'll restart the cycle so that we may meet in the next one. Okay, so firebomb, cool. There it is. Piece of the seal.
This must be part of the seal.
Let's see. So 3 choices? Yeah. So we're gonna seal this some sort of demon that's sinking city? Exactly. I'm gonna seal the demon that's sinking the city, essentially.
Looks like this was left for me.
Father Nicholas' instruction. The first monolith by its mere presence shall transform a man from ordinary to renowned. Once the water rises, he will divine in human treasures never before seen, drawing crowds and acclaim to his humble abode. Many shall praise him, transcribe his words, and shall share his face on paper. Seek the monolith, for it hides what the seed desires under the azure cloak. The second monolith, portentous and proud, shall be delivered unto Oakmont with disciples thee, each identical to the last. They shall enter this world at an uncertain hour as the first young citizens of Oakmont after the waters rise. Seek the monolith, for it holds that which the seed desires. Okay. All evidence collected. Key evidence collected. Nice. Oh yeah. It's gonna be sick nasty. It's gonna be sick nasty. I'm gonna actually make some more bullets. Grab whatever I can. There we go. Portentis.
Forgive me my weak will, brothers and sisters. I could not follow you.
Good. Don't follow them. Brothers and sisters. Restart the cycle and save mankind. If I restart the cycle, Oakmont will be destroyed, but mankind will be spared for another few centuries. Okay, so Oakmont will be destroyed if I restart the cycle. For a few centuries. Restarting the cycle is useless. There's no sense in postponing the inevitable. One day someone will end the cycle and mankind will be destroyed. Let's go with this one first. Okay, let's see. Where do I need to go now? Ugh. First monolith emerged near the house of a man who found treasures. People wrote about him. Oh, okay. Could you get any more cryptic? Guess we'll go to the Oakmont Chronicle. Not doing that right now. The bell is ringing. Alright, let's see. We gotta go. Oakmont Chronicle. Let's go to the archives. Let's see. Alright, celebrities, maybe? Front page. Do articles and interviews. Small strand line at the eastern end of Old Colony Street is now the talk of Oakmont. Jimmy Price. My name is Jimmy Price. A fisherman living in the boondocks on the border of Coverside and Grimhaven Bay has become famous overnight for his remarkable findings. Not a week passes without emerging from the sea with another piece of gold, jewelry, or ancient treasure. Antiquities expert Diane Miles is baffled. These trinkets are unlike anything I've ever seen, said Miss Miles. The only thing I can tell you for certain is it's pretty darn old. Wow, Miles, that's very, very helpful. Not. Okay, so now let's go to the new place that we just found out about. Border between Coverside and Grimhaven Bay. Okay. At the strand line of the... on the eastern end of Old Colony Street. So right here? I guess? Excuse me. Extra. Come on, mister, buy a newspaper. Newspapers for sale. Extra, read all about it. Newspapers for sale. I'm going the wrong way, aren't I? Oh, there's one over here. Let's just go to this one.
What's your problem?
Get out of my way. Oh, we can't go to this one. This is annoying. Okay. Have to go around the other way. Okay. So what you been up to, Atlantis? You been playing anything lately? There it is. Let's go. We gotta go this way. So I guess this one is closest. Extra, read all about it. Newspapers for sale. A bit of Sims 4 and Splatoon 2. Ooh, Sims 4, huh? I think Bunny has been playing Sims 4. Splatoon 2. Maybe I should get that game. Does that have a story mode or a single player? Is it just multiplayer? I'm going the wrong way. It does have a single player. Okay. Is it like a story? Also DLC as well that has single player. Oh, okay. Coastal monolith. Okay, so now what am I supposed to do? The final Splatfest going on right now. Ooh, what is that? And what am I supposed to do here? I forget why I'm even here. Let me check. Jimmy Price, fisherman living in the boondocks. Okay, so I have to find basically his house. Look at that. Is he in the lighthouse, maybe? Wow, look how skinny this lady is. She is a skinny. Chaos versus order. What's that? Is that what you're saying? That's what this looks like? What is the final Splatfest? By the way, Atlantis. I'm really interested to know what that is. Single player does a little bit story, but not like super deep. But DLC is really good challenge, trust me. Ooh. This must be it.
No use. It's barricaded from the inside. The door won't budge.
Here we go. I don't think this is a part of my case. I think this has to do with another case that has something to I have to figure out what's going on with the fish or something. Oh, here we go. Jimmy, none of us is gonna leave our homes and join this Dane adventure of yours. We're perfectly fine here in Oakmont and have no need to look for a better place. Moreover, calling your Skip Archie is a drock of a Dane idea. Sorry. Aunt Lavinia. Okay, so this is the right house. So let me go back and read that. Small strength. Oh, newspaper article. Since the day Oakmont was stricken by the flood, fishermen have complained that their prey seemed to have vacated all the coastal waters. I have no clue where the drock all the fisk went. The fisk? They must mean fish. I don't know. Said Mr. B. Morgan. Or maybe, is that a type of fish? Fisk? A fisherman from Salvation Harbor. Oh, I returned empty-handed every single time, yet those toad-faced scum returned with nets loaded up with fisk. Toad-face. This is witchcraft of their underwater kin, I'm telling you. The port is ringing with dissatisfaction at the unprecedented advantage that Innsmouthers have in the fishing trade. To what can this success be attributed? The Oakmont Chronicle will investigate. One thing's for sure, though. Something smells fisky. The final Splatfest where two teams fight out in game mode called Turf War, and at end, total score added up at end decides who winning team is. So it's like a tournament going on right now? Right now, two teams are Team Chaos or Team Order. Oh, okay. I gotcha. Really, those are the names? That's fitting. Oh, there's a guy right there.
We're doomed to rot in this bog.
Huh?
The door won't budge.
Okay, I don't get it.
The door won't budge.
I don't really understand.
How many lives were lost in these waters?
Kinda. Turf War, where splat ink all over the floor. Who has most ink on the floor wins. So games won get added up. Oh, that's pretty cool. I like that idea. Am I just supposed to look for clues around here? Also, like, what the heck is this thing? Just a big rock or something? Look at that. Look at that shark. Ugh. This guy's taking a leak. I don't really know what I'm supposed to do. Let me read closely. Border between Covertown and Grimhaven Bay at the strand line on the eastern end of Old Colony Bay. On the strand line, right here. So it's this whole area. Okay. I looked inside, I didn't really see anything. Unless I missed something. Let's see, super fun, plus you can splat people.
What's your problem?
I feel like I missed something. I must have missed something. So there's the door.
The door won't budge.
Well, what do I do then?
We're doomed to rot in this bog.
There's something I'm missing here? I just want this game to be over at this point. I might just look it up.
The door won't budge.
So main story mode, we're fighting army of octolings. I can't too much more but that it is. You can't tell me too much more about it? Still sounds pretty cool. That'd be spoilers. Yeah, I know, but I'm stuck right now.
The door won't budge.
Oh, you're talking about Splatoon 2. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine. You don't need to tell me spoilers. Or you don't need to tell me more. I feel like I need to get into that door. There's no lock on it, though.
The door won't budge.
Okay, so then what am I supposed to do?
There you are.
Oh. Okay.
The door won't budge.
We're doomed to rot in this bog.
So, I feel like this is the guy, and I need to speak with him, but maybe it's like glitched or something.
There you are.
So this is the right place. But I'm just confused. Do I get to it outside maybe? The DLC is very good fun. Trust me, it was good. Alright, I'm gonna have to try it then. Oh. Well, this sucks, man. This is the very last quest. Good thing I saved it, like, prior to this. Alright, I don't know what's going on here. This is where I'm supposed to go. Second monolith, portentous and proud, shall be delivered unto Oakmont with disciples. 3, each identical to the last. They shall enter the world at an uncertain hour. As the first young citizens of Oakmont, after the waters rise, seek the monolith, for it holds that which the sea desires. A little about DLC for Splatoon 2. It's called Octo Expansion. Nice. Another piece of gold, jewelry, or ancient treasure. Antiquities expert Diane Miles is baffled. These trinkets are unlike anything I've ever seen, said Miss Miles. It's pretty darn old. Maybe I have to look for Diane Miles. This case is taking too long, man. We've been playing. Oh my gosh, it's 5:40. I might not be able to finish this on stream. Uh-oh, stumped? A little bit, yeah. I gotta go back to, the paper business, the, newspaper, company. Whatever it's called. This place. Oakmont Chronicle. So, let's put that there. Alright, let's go. Back to the Oakmont Chronicle. Yeah, there's nothing. Ah. Oh. Okay, what do I do now? Okay, let's see. Let's go back here, I guess. I guess I have to watch Into the Depths. Walk through. Let's see here. St. Michael's, I did that. Where is he? Oh. What? That's western. That's the western side. Wait, what? So confused right now. Oakmont City Hall. Why is he going to Oakmont City Hall? Ugh. I have to go to the... Well, he was on the western side. I'm so confused right now. This is very bizarre. I'm just watching his playthrough. He went to City Hall also. Why did he have to go to City Hall? What the heck was that noise? Yeah, come on, come on, come on. Hurry it up, buddy. Hurry it up. Let's do playback speed. Let's do faster. Yeah, he's going to City Hall. Why is he going to City Hall? This is so confusing. Alright, which one was that? Which one did he just select? No, no! No! Hate this, man. Second part of instructions, the second monolith. Pretentious and proud. This one. Okay, so I have to go to... I have to do this. I have to go here. Oh, this is confusing. But apparently I have to go to City Hall. Confused? Yes, I'm very confused right now. Not sure what I'm looking for at City Hall, but I wouldn't have guessed that I had to go to City Hall. I really want to finish this, though. Yeah. There we go. Okay, apparently I needed to go to City Hall, so let's see. Second monolith, portentous and proud, shall be delivered unto Oakmont with disciples 3, each identical to the last. They shall enter this world at an uncertain hour, as the first young citizens of Oakmont after the waters rise. Okay, so this is after the flood. Beyond that, I have no idea. Citizens... Citizen records? Okay, that's what I needed to look for. Claire Laura and Allison Whiteley, triplets. Date of birth, record lost at the start of the flood. Place of birth, railway station on the intersection of Salvation Road, Moreland Road in Western Shells. Mother, Letitia Whiteley, deceased in childbirth. Father, unknown. Okay. Hopefully that'll be enough. So, Western Shells. Oh, that's why I was on the western side of Moreland. So, it's like right here. Western Shells and the railway station at the intersection of Salvation Road and Moreland Road. Yeah, right here. Beautiful. This confusing puzzle. Yeah, this is just how the game is. It's just one big scavenger hunt. But I made it this far, so I'm gonna finish it. Gosh darn it, I'm gonna finish it. I'm getting hungry too. Getting hungry. craziness going on in the sky. Alright, so it's around here somewhere on the corner of Salvation Road and Moorland Road. Should be right here. Am I missing something here? Western shells in the railway station at the intersection of Salvation Road and Moorland Road. In the railway station. Well, where's the railway station? Over here somewhere? Is this the railway station? Oh, here we go. Here's the railway station. I'm definitely in the right spot. But this is not the corner of Salvation Road and Moorland Road. This is like Windsweep Road and Liberty Road, or Moorland Road and Abolition Road. Okay, let's see. What am I looking for now? Oh crap. More of them? Are you serious? Make more bullets. Oh boy. Whoa. Watch this. Oh, there's his face. Goodbye. Nasty. Alright, where am I supposed to go? Whoa.
Even this monstrosity couldn't survive being riddled with harpoons.
What is that? It's a tranquilizer. Found the railway station monolith. Okay, here we go. What? Did I miss something here? Okay, here we go.
Definitely handmade. Looks like a piece of the monolith.
A piece of monolith. What? Yeah, look at that. Holy moly. I feel like I'm missing a lot here.
Shipping off such a huge piece would require a lot of effort. You couldn't do this alone. The same pattern is on the monolith. The chip looks fresh. The monster took a good bite out of this poor man. His own mother wouldn't recognize him now.
There we go. I got it.
Harder! We must have this piece of the stone. It's blessed. The wild beasts smell us. Protect the stone!
Whoa.
Hurry. I think I heard something.
Time to figure this out.
So, one.
Harder! We must have this piece of the stone. It's blessed.
Two.
Hurry. I think I heard something.
And then three.
The wild beasts smell us. Protect the stone!
A group of fanatics chipped off a piece of the monolith and got away with it. Apparently it was the one with the niche I need.
let's see. People chipped off a piece of the monolith and retreated deeper into the train station. Seems that okay. I missed this somehow.
Killed with one blow.
Also, I missed that. Oh, I'll take that. Missed that. Alright, so they went this way. So let's go get them, partner. Anything in here of value? Excuse me. Oh, what was that? Bless you. Thank you. Thank you, Atlantis. Wait, what? I'm here. I'm at the end. I'm at the edge. Okay. I guess I wasn't supposed to go this way? Ugh. Why is this case like so much more confusing than all the other ones? They use the cart to transport the heavy stone. They must have left tracks somewhere. Oh. Jeez, man. Probably should have read that. Oh God. I don't really want to fight you, so... I'd rather not have to fight you. Like, I'd just rather not fight you if I don't have to. Oh god, come on. Ugh. Come on, dude, really? You left tracks, right? But where the heck are these tracks? Oh, here they are. Alright, okay. On Saturday, it will be 100 degrees. Yikes! I'm gonna die soon. Hey, Danth! Not really. How's it going, dude? Is it really gonna be that hot? Yikes. That's insane, man.
Definitely handmade. Looks
Oh,
like a
you
piece
gotta
of
be
wood.
kidding me. I just killed you! I just killed you. That's not cool. That's not fair. I'm dead. How is that fair? Freaking idiot, man. God, man. Can I please just...
I wouldn't want to be him. All soaked in blood. I hope it's still readable.
Excited to be the secretary of our community. The history of our ascension will be written by my own hand. 2 days ago, found the blessed peace of the stone. It's so close, the hour of our ascension draws near. New headquarters in Western Shells on Justice Street between Inner Shine Street and Warren Road, closer to the stone, so it'll be easier to transport. Okay. Got what I need.
The wood's rotten from the damp.
All evidence. Let's get the heck out of here. Now I have to make more of these. Make more of those. So I have to go to my casebook. Western Shells. Okay. Justice Street between Inner Shine Street and Warren Road. Inner Shine Street and Warren Road. Okay, right here. Okay. That's where I need to go. Well, I might as well just go from here.
Don't do that again.
Don't do that again. Also, I'm probably going to end the stream here soon, guys. I've been streaming for almost 4 hours. Didn't even realize that. In fact, I think I'm just going to save it. I have to eat something. It's 6:16. All right. Let's manual save the last one. So this one here, or the newest one. And that'll be it for today, guys. At least for right now. I might stream later with Justin if he wants to stream, or maybe I'll just do another one of these streams. Oh, is my voice delayed again? Gosh dang it! Freaking mic. Freaking microphone. Or OBS or something. Anyway, guys, that's going to be it for today. I really appreciate... Oh, that's right. I forgot I delayed it on purpose. Anyway, I appreciate you guys watching. You're the best. And... Oh, let me fix that. That looks terrible. Yeah, it's fine. We're just gonna go back to the main menu. And yeah, I will see you guys later. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great rest of your day. Goodbye. Goodbye.